Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to a special video today in Valheim as we take on Moda, the big huge mama wyvern. Yes, it's a wyvern, not a dragon, people. Now, to be clear, I am doing lots of cheaty stuff just to show you this fight because I really do think you're going to need some help preparing. You are not going to be doing this in just your Bronze Age gear. You're not going to be doing it on your own. You are going to need some friends. You're going to need a hell of a lot of preparation. This guy has got a massive health pool and it's going to be a huge challenge defeating him. I'm also going to go over all the other creatures that are in the snow and mountain biome, what to expect with them, what challenges you'll face, what kind of resources there are and items that you can get, obviously including the dragon eggs. Dragon eggs for a wyvern? Yep, you're going to have to collect them if you want a summoned Moda. So anyhow, all that with timestamps. If you want to skip to any part, let's go. So you may have gone adventuring into the snow or the mountains and found that you're losing quite a bit of life. Maybe you managed to go around a little bit more, topping up your food. Maybe you've even got to the point where you're making some mead and stuff to keep you going. There is much more in this region than just simply some wolves to kill you. And if you're trying to get obsidian, you're going to need more than just a antler pickaxe. So, if you haven't seen already, there are these guys, fenring, otherwise known as like a cross between a wolf and a werewolf, I'm guessing. They are pretty tough, yeah, no doubt about it. They're going to take substantial beating. They come out mostly at night time. I don't think I've ever seen one during the actual proper day. You can see though, it has just gone into daylight. Hopefully it means it will be disappearing soon. The second big badge you're going to be facing in this region is the snow golem, or just the rock golem, whatever way you want to call it. Now these guys will attack other creatures, so you could probably get to do a lot of damage against others. It's also amazing if you can kite it around and you're not getting killed by the murder snow for demolishing some of the rocks around you. It won't demolish any obsidian though, so if you're thinking of a cheaty way to get some, forget about it. But it will take care of any of the boulders just like the trolls do in the more warmer areas. And there you see the drakes. Now you've probably seen them already. You're going to need to go and find their nests to get the dragon eggs. I know, a bit confusing since we're summoning a wyvern, but you are going to need the dragon eggs. That's what they're called. You need 3 of them in fact. But let's carry on our whistle-stop tour of all these creatures and what happens when you kill them. Killing a wyvern with fire arrows is definitely the best bet. They haven't actually got a huge amount of health on them, but they do move around pretty quickly and they will fire their ice-breathing, freezing breath on you, which stops you in your place pretty much for a few seconds. They'll drop some glands, and I haven't come across a use for that just yet, but I'm guessing it's got something to do with potions or maybe alchemy a little bit later. Now the rock golems themselves, I actually found that using a pickaxe of some kind is actually better to take them out with. Look how much damage I'm doing. You can see it's yellow numbers. That means you're doing a great amount of damage, and that's the preferred item to use. So whenever you see yellow numbers popping up on an enemy, keep using that item or whatever it is you're doing. Now if you're wondering how you can do all this yourself, well you can put God mode on and just run around and pretty much take no damage just like I'm doing. But you are going to need a lot more than just that to get around. You have to find out where the Moda summoning site is, and normally that can be found by taking care of some of the dungeons that you'll find in the snow areas, or ruins at least. Anyway, ahead of myself, kill this dude and you will start getting some crystals. Again, not found a full use for the crystals yet. That's probably going to come on my more legitimate playthrough when I start going through some stuff and what you can make and what you can do with it all. But so far you should know that the fenring doesn't seem to drop much other than wolf fangs. You will get the sap or the venom from the drakes, and then you will also get crystals from the rock golems. And of course you should know by now that you'll get wolf skin as well as fangs from just regular wolves. Couple other points to note: that in the ruins you'll often find a bone, basically skeleton generator. These are like little piles of bones, and this is a great way to farm bone shards. If you do find one of these, don't go and destroy it straight away. See if you've got enough stuff to keep yourself warm and you're not going to get attacked by any other creatures during the night, and just keep harvesting bone after bone after bone. It's a great way to farm them. You can often find these as well for the greylings or the grey dwarves, but this is the first one that I've seen of the bones, so yeah, great place to go and farm them. If you're not interested, just go ahead and destroy the mound in the middle and that's it. No more skeletons will spawn. So there's one last creature that we really need to talk about, and it's these guys, draugars. Usually 3 of them, and they are pretty tough. What they'll drop is entrails, which you can make sausages out of, and they regenerate your health by a tick of like 3 every second, so a really good one to have. They also guard one of the seeing stones that will give you the location of where Moda is. The stones usually show you the nearest one. You can find multiple boss summoning points. The world is huge obviously, and it is procedurally generated, so it's not going to be the same for everyone, but normally the stone always shows the closest one to you. Chances are, since you're looking for the dragon eggs, you're going to be exploring a mountainous region pretty in depth, or a couple regions, so I don't think you'll have too much trouble finding it. Just try and do it during the day as much as possible. You really don't want to be coming into too many stone golems, as well as obviously the fenris at night time either. But yeah, go ahead and activate the stone and it will pop up on the map where you can go and find Moda. Now Moda here, which means mother, I do believe in like Norwegian or Swedish or something like that. You can see it's on the landmass all the way to the south of me, so nowhere near where I am in the northern mountainous area. Also a little FYI on loot and stuff that you get around in the snow biome. You can find frost arrows, you can find obsidian, so you can go ahead and make obsidian arrows. Maybe you'll even come across some crystal as well, but I think that you only get that from the ice golem itself. Okay, let's move on to actually how you find the eggs and then what you do with them afterwards. So you should notice some of the drakes flying around, and you'll often see a purple haze. It's actually pretty good to get this in the dark, but then you've got to contemplate taking care of the golems. So I would say try and aim and do this just when it's becoming dawn in the morning, and then that way you've got a good chance of seeing the eggs. You'll usually find 2 or 3, maybe even 4 or 5. It just depends on the size of the mountain range, and that's it. You've got to pick one up. They weigh 200 each. You will pretty much only be able to carry one. Obviously you've got friends, you'll have to get them to come with you and take some too, but yeah, the idea is that you'll go out, get one of these, go and find a little base spot at the base of the mountain, drop it off there and keep going back for the others until you're ready to maybe come back and find the summoning point. So as I said, you're probably going to need a crew of at least 3 or 4 if you really want to do this without having to make multiple runs. You just simply slot the first dragon egg in slot number 1, run back and get the other egg, slot number 2. Hence why it'd be a really good idea to build an outpost either right next to this place or maybe at just the base of one of the mountains. And then obviously put the third one in slot number 3. Your carry rate is only 300, each egg weighs 200. Maybe that will change in the future, I don't know. I kind of like the idea that they're trying to make it so you have to play with others. But then again, some people really don't want to play with others. So I feel like there should be some sort of compromise. Maybe there'll be upgradable backpacks in the future or something like that. I think that's the way to go. And then that's it. Once they're all placed, you can go ahead and summon it. Again, I think you're better off waiting till the daytime, but it seems to make the sky and area quite dark or pinkish around. And then Moda will spawn literally just above you somewhere. Judging how difficult it's going to be, I think you're going to need to make multiple little outposts, put some sort of towers up where you can get up high and shoot, and just all have multiple walls blocking and giving you little defences. You are going to maybe have to build something like landscape barriers just to give you a little bit extra protection. So you can see Moda, she's spawned just above. She will wreck things with a barrage of ice flow attacks like that one, and it slows you down just like it does with the smaller wyverns, the drakes. And then she does a big, much bigger frost sort of breath in a second as well. She will land too, and she can take a swipe at you. So it's really challenging. The health pool alone for this creature is just amazingly large. Now, for some reason, when I was using the cheats that I've got, it doesn't show the full health pool going down on itself. But I've tried to keep track of how many arrows I used and what kind of damage output they were doing against her. If you're wondering why I'm doing the Fortnite Minecraft jump, it's because I'm trying to avoid the ice breath. Even with cheats, it still slows me down. This creature really is designed for taking it on with multiple people or just having some of the best gear in the game. It is like second to last boss, so yeah, you're not going to be doing this on like day 3. I reckon it'll take you at least a couple of weeks grinding every day, getting all the resources you needed, especially if you're on your own. Now that is one of the stronger breaths. You can see it's pretty huge, and then she does come up over to you and start swiping as well. That is all going to be the one hit. If that hits you, you're dead if you're wearing any of the armour that I've got on, and I've got all bronze armour. You've got to keep her at range. That's your only shot at maybe succeeding if you're doing this any way, shape, hiding behind trees and rocks and trying to get a few shots in and out just in time. Thankfully, no smaller creatures spawned. There's no like little minions that come out and help her either. So you should be okay just focusing all your attention on her. For sure, I think you're going to need to unlock a lot more items, a lot more sort of potions, using the cauldron to make yourself meals that will give you some extra buffs as well. And I'm guessing even more than that. Like, I haven't done the Elder Boss before I've done this one. YouTube's cutthroat game, you got to show people stuff that's kind of end game content as quickly as possible, and so I went straight for this one. I've ignored the Eldritch boss for now, although that will be coming. I think I'm going to try and do that one legit, but I felt like I would show you guys as soon as possible what this boss fight might entail for you guys when you're doing it legit. Now, the health bar for the Moda was broken, so it didn't actually go down. I couldn't really get a proper visual, so I've had to look slow motion at the recording I've got and see kind of damage I'm doing with these arrows. I started out with the obsidian ones. 4 obsidian obviously do make 20 arrows, so you'll be the judge of whether or not that's pretty expensive or not. They do seem to do anywhere between sort of 330 to maybe 450 damage with one shot, and I'd say they're probably the best ones actually on second thoughts. Fire arrows do amount of good damage, and I'm guessing they might be a bit easier to craft if you haven't found any obsidian or you've not been able to mine. You can see it does a lot more less damage though. It only does around sort of maybe 190 to 230, 240 damage with each hit, but then it's got a bit of extra splash damage, and each splash damage does an extra 30 damage, and it does that usually twice, so an extra 60. So we're calling it around maybe 210 to maybe 260, 270 guaranteed with a fire arrow. I know this needs a little bit more science, but it's the first time I've done it. I will do better, and I want to do it legit and actually show you guys properly what it really takes when you've got a normal sort of medium character with decent gear, obviously, because you're still going to need it to take it on. But for now, it's just kind of give you a heads up of what to expect. The health pool of Moda herself, it's probably around 3,000. I tried keeping track of how many shots there were. It was a bit distracting because her ice damage was actually popping up with the damage numbers they were hitting the ground around me, and you can see it's like anywhere between sort of 200 and nearly 350 for each one of them. So that's a hell of a lot of splash area effect damage she does. So if you do get caught in that, yeah, you're going to be toast. You've just got to be able to avoid it, or make sure you've got some of the best gear going on. This is why I think it's going to be important to build outposts or build some sort of fort so you can take her on properly. But yeah, rough approximation, at least 3,000 health pool. That's what I judged by using the obsidian arrows and then the fire arrows to try and take it down. I wasn't pinging off these properly. I have got 100%, but that means you still got to let the reticle go, and I wasn't letting it go enough. You can see I'm just kind of glitching, because that usually works on some of the lower creatures that I do use. But on this guy, you do need the reticles to zoom right in to get the maximum shot out of it. And that is it. Once she's defeated, Moda in tears will pop up, and she will literally drop her frozen tears. So yeah, this is going to be ages before anyone does this legit. If you do this legit with your crew, let me know. Tell me, send me some screenshots of you defeating her. It'd be nice to see. Obviously, you get the dragon tier, you get the artisan table pop up, and you obviously get the Moda trophy as well to hang on your home somewhere. From what I can tell, you get around 7, maybe 6 tiers, and they do fall all down the mountain, so be careful where you kill Moda. You might find you have to go scrabbling around looking for the tiers and see where they've dropped. So really epic, really tough. I think this is why I'm loving Valheim. It's literally reminded me of Terraria. I know lots of people said it, and I'm going to say it in my review. I think I literally borrowed this off a comment, because I was trying to think of, it's not Conan, it's not Ark, it's not Minecraft. This game is exactly like a 3D version of Terraria, and that is a great thing. Okay, so you managed to get back. Put Moda on the special stone. Do remember that you can sometimes put some of the wrong trophies on the stones and nothing will happen. That's because it's the wrong one, if you hadn't worked that out for yourselves. And it will give you the Forsaken Sacrificial Power, which for Moda, it's giving you the headwind behind you. Pretty much any ship, any boat you're in, you'll always have the wind behind you for a good amount of time. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to test that out too. To make the artisan table, you're going to need 2 dragon tears and 10 pieces of wood. So yeah, not much else needed. It's pretty empty. I found a place to place it and there was nothing to craft. Again, this could be because I jumped a boss and didn't go and defeat the Eldritch God. So I'm hoping that defeating him will have some recipes. Otherwise, maybe I'm just missing something. I don't know. If you guys know how or what the artisan table unlocks, let me know. Maybe it's only just adding extra items with the hammer. I couldn't find anything additional in any of the other crafting benches. But it seems a bit strange that you have to put the artisan table down just to get new recipes with just the hammer build pieces basically, which there are a few, but again I've done a bunch of stuff. Like I got the soft wood and I got the core wood, which I hadn't had before, and so that will help me unlock some new stuff too. Okay, to test the ability, let's go. I've got my raft. We're heading out. The most slowest, painfulest journey you'll ever make in any game. I kid you not, this could be worse than Atlas in a Dead Sea. Yeah, it doesn't go that fast. Obviously, you've been in the headwind hopefully by now. You've realised that the raft is just not the one. You need to get one of the next upgrades or ships. But using the ability, it's going to give it to you for around 5 minutes, and then it will always give you that headwind. It's always going to be behind you. It takes a few seconds for it to catch up. So if you do a sudden turn, then you can see the little symbol on the right hand side. The air is getting behind you, but it will just mean that you can get across big distances. So definitely useful. But you got to time it. You got to make sure that you're doing your special run, and just before you set off, you obviously set the power off and you switched over from maybe one of the other abilities, as you can only use one ability at one time. Please increase the actual speed. Make it a really strong wind that really pushes you forward. I think that would be a really good extra bonus as well for this ability, because it just still seems, well, quite frankly underwhelming considering the amount of effort it takes to go and take out the dragon, wyvern, moda, him, her, etc. It's just not that best a great ability in my opinion. So yeah, at least give us extra speed, extra big boost right behind us. I think that will make it just about worthwhile. The cooldown for it is 20 minutes, that's literally like a day and a night, and then you'll be able to use it again. So you have got to be careful, make this as a journey to get across one body of water, and then make sure you spend a couple of days, or a day there at least, adventuring before you come back. And there we go guys, I hope that's been beneficial. I know it's quite cheaty, I know it won't be for everyone, but I just want to give you a heads up what to expect. I think it would be the world's worst thing if you go and do this boss fight. Maybe you've seen other tubers do it and they maybe didn't mention how tough it is, or didn't show you some of the stuff that was going on, and you get there and you're just not fully prepared. Like, you haven't built a proper fortification, you haven't built some towers, some outposts, something to help block it, or you haven't got your friends involved. So I just want you guys to be prepared as much as possible. I will be doing this legit on my actual proper server that I'm just about to start setting up, and that's going to be for my OG rat bags and my YouTube members to come and join. So, I hope you have found it useful. If you have, leave a like, and I'll see you rat bags for more Valheim content soon.